Good afternoon, everyone. My name is T, and you're watching TokYo-Yo Reviews. So before we get started today, just a couple quick things. My most popular video right now on YouTube is the carp fin unboxing, and I'm not sure if you guys like unboxings or you just really like the carp fin. In any case, do you guys want to see more unboxings? If you do, let me know. I'm going to put a poll right up here and you can let me know, or you can let me know in the comments as well. Another thing is, I know I've been saying I'm going to put out some more tutorials. It's just going to be easier if I have a head-mounted camera, which I don't have the budget for right now. In the next few weeks, I will be able to pick one up. So probably starting at the end of this month or the start of next month, I'll try to do more tutorials. So I'm just sorry about the wait. Thank you for being patient, and I'll get around to those as soon as I can. All right, enough talk. Let's get into what we're talking about today. So it's not going to be a yo-yo review today. I know this is trendy. Some of you guys might not like this, but I did put up a poll a couple of weeks ago. More people wanted to see these than not. And also think of this as an experiment. If you guys don't like it, then we won't do it again in the future. You can let me know in the comments. And actually at the end of this video, I'll have another poll and you can tell me if you liked it or not. But we are going to be talking about a hand spinner today. The SpinGear HandSpinner Tri Brass. Let's get into it. I'm not going to be taking this apart. I'm really clumsy and I tend to break things when I try to take them apart. Also, I won't really be doing a spin time test. I will tell you how long I can get them to spin for out of the box. But I think if you want to see like spin time tests, other channels are doing that. So I don't think that's something that you need to get from me. Alright, but anyway, let's talk about the Tri Brass. So you can probably see here, this is a pretty nice kind of matte and also kind of, in some places, glossy black plastic. This is a 3-arm spinner. So as you probably know, spinners come in 2 varieties. The first variety is a 2-arm spinner, or I've heard people call it a bar spinner, and this has 2 sides that are weighted, like so. And the other type, which is a 3-arm spinner, which has 3 arms. Typically, 3-arm spinners are a little more well balanced. They tend to perform better when you're moving them around in your hand, and these tend to rattle a little bit more. And for this one here, as I said, you have the black plastic and then the brass inserts. You can feel the weight in it, and when you spin it, it's very smooth because of that. It carries its momentum very, very well. You're going to see here, you've got the buttons here, and these actually move a bit. You can probably see I'm able to shift the buttons up and down, which means there's a little bit of space between them, so the parts inside can move a little bit freely. But the one thing that you will find with a spinner like this, that is if these buttons move up and down, sometimes if they're pressed in too far, they can rub on the bearing, or they can rub on the bearing seat, which will kind of slow the whole thing down. So just make sure that it's balanced properly and you have enough space between the buttons for it to spin well. But this spinner actually works really well, as you can see here. It's pretty quiet, and I'm able to turn it without losing any spin, which is very nice. And I think it looks really cool too when you spin it around. The gold kind of looks neat against the light. When I actually went to go get this in SpinGear, he was actually putting these together in the store and making sure they weighed the right amount and that they fit together well, so they weren't rattling around, they weren't vibey. He was putting different brass inserts in there to test which ones were the smoothest. But I really like this thing actually. It's, as I said, super quiet. It's easy to fiddle with one hand. You can get your index finger going here. You can also do it with the back of your finger, which is pretty fun. When I first got this, it was getting spin times of about 5 to 6 minutes. It's slowed down a little bit, and I think that might be, there might be something in the bearing here, so I'm gonna clean it out tonight and see, but basically it's like cleaning out a yo-yo bearing. I use lighter fluid, which can be a little expensive, but it does get the job done well. But anyway, you can get this from SpinGear's website. I think it's a pretty cool spinner. I don't know what to say about these things. I guess pros and cons, just like we do with the yo-yos. It spins really quietly. You could probably only hear it because it's up near the microphone. It spins really smoothly as well. Even when you turn it, you see I'm not losing any spin. You can feel the, is that the centrifugal force? Changing when you rotate it around, but it's not losing any spin because of that, which is really nice. It feels heavy, it feels solid. This thing doesn't feel cheap like some spinners you will get off of like Amazon. A lot of those tend to be knockoffs and like fakes and based on more popular expensive designs, but you'll usually notice if it looks like a really expensive design or like one of the more popular brands, but it's like 10 bucks, it's definitely a clone. But yeah, I also like the brass. I think it's really nice. It adds a really nice weight and it looks cool too. It's not like the kind of garish gold. I think gold can be a little bit much sometimes. Like this one is also in a brass and I think it looks pretty nice. But I think it looks a lot nicer than gold, and the black and gold together looks very cool. As far as cons, there's not too much wrong with this one. I think it's pretty cool. I like the fact that he was balancing them in the store by himself, which, you know, just shows concern for customer quality. Maybe the only con is that with something like this that's a little nicer and with like brass inserts that are put in custom, it's probably a little bit more on the fragile side. But I think with all spinners, you know, basically it's just a piece of something in between two buttons with a bearing. So anytime, you know, the bearing of the bearing seat gets damaged, that's kind of going to be it for you. I don't think there's a lot you can do. You can swap the bearing out, but if the bearing seat is messed up, then you kind of just might as well go buy another spinner. And this one was only about, what, 2,000 yen or something like that. So it wasn't too bad at all. Anyway, guys, I don't know if you like that or not. Let me know in the comments, poll up here, letting me know if you like it or not, if you want me to do more of them. I have a few other spinners. I've got one like this, and there's a 3-arm that's pretty neat as well. But if you want me to do more of these, just let me know. We'll be back to the yo-yo reviews soon. Again, I hope you checked that poll at the beginning about the unboxings. Let me know if you'd like to see more of those. And yeah, guys, I think that's about it for today. Check out my Instagram if you want to see daily updates, daily tricks, posts, little goofy things that I like to do through the day. I was on Sam Hicks' channel recently, a new podcast that's being hosted by Sam Hicks at Throws and Brews. And that was really fun working with them and talking about design trends and making yo-yo more mainstream or more popular. And I think we had a really good discussion about it. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for liking, commenting, subscribing. Hope you enjoyed this. We'll see. And take care. Sayonara.